Welcome back. This is your man Warrior, and this is just a brief video on one of the forums posts. This was from yesterday. Well, by the time you guys get this, it might be 2 days old, and so I hope that you go to the forums and feed yourself this information. But for any of you who don't make it to the forums or who just don't get there as fast as possible, I do want to give you guys this information. So of course, this is from one of the developers, and he says, "Hiya heroes." He's ecstatic to introduce some new details regarding the new streets, and I mispronounce everything, so you guys will have to forgive me on everything that I mispronounce. But Jedha squad tournament launching next week. Let's take a closer look into the and he's crossed out Tauntaun guts of what's in store. That's pretty funny. Streets of Jedha tournament information. So a new character. So there's going to be a new squad tournament, and instead of the shore trooper, they're going to rotate in Chirrut, and I think that's how you say his name is Chirrut. I could be saying it wrong, but that's how I was told it was pronounced. So Imwe. So Chirrut Imwe. Streets of Jedha tournament information. New characters arrived. Now, what I like about this character is he's a light side rebel attacker, and of course we're going to get rebel heavy because of this new movie, and he's got 5 abilities, which puts him in the class of, like, there's only 4 other characters or 3 other characters, I think. He'll be the 4th one that has 5 abilities, so that's pretty cool. The other thing I noticed is he's in the mid 9,000s on power, which is cool, but if you look at this picture, he can go to gear 11, and he's got, you know, those 2 open available slots, and they have him geared a certain, or they have him modded a certain way in this picture with the critical chance and critical damage. Right below this, they actually have a video demo, which is like a 5-second video of him doing what I believe to be his as the Force wills special ability, special strike, although I could be wrong. So it says Chirrut, a special warrior monk, is a balanced rebel attacker capable of dispelling debuffs from his allies and granting them both heal over time and tenacity up. So he gives them heal over time and tenacity up. That's awesome. This will be a character I guarantee that will have a very long life expectancy in this game. His belief in the Force and its guidance helps guide his strikes, granting him strength of purpose. And that's what they're showing right here, is strength of purpose. So let's go back and see which is strength of purpose. Oh, so this is his 3rd ability, his special, but it's showing it striking Darth Vader for like 23k in a critical, so that he's going to be a heavy hitter, and that's pretty awesome. Also, if you look just to the left of him, you'll see the 2 new characters. You'll see a character they have not released yet, and then also the other one, the new one that's got frenzy, that Biston that we can get. Biston's in this little lineup, and then this new guy with that weird machine gun looking thing is going to be coming out soon too. So pretty exciting that they kind of give us this window into this character, and you'll be able to earn these shards for this guy and hopefully be able to unlock him. So he looks pretty cool, and I am pretty excited to check out all the new characters that they're releasing. But yeah, this just really makes me happy. By the way, watching the previews for this movie, this is the character I want to see the most in the movie. So I think they're going to do him justice in the game for sure. So it says it's, let me finish where I was at. It says granting him strength for purpose, which giving him an increased damage for each of his buffed allies, as well as calling in his best friend, Baze Malbus, if Baze is in the squad, to assist. So it's another where he calls in an assist, which is pretty cool. And Baze hits for like 3,500 on a crit bonus attack. But still, it was like, you know, 26k or whatever. So that's pretty cool. And I hope I'm saying Baze Malbus right. I know it's Malbus, but the Baze, I think it's Baze. So anyway, it says Baze Malbus is also coming to the game as a Chromium exclusive. You'll get more info on him when he gets released. So they are actually finally bringing a new character to Chromium, and you'll only be able to get him that way. You might be able to get him through shipments each day. And it says, for a more in-depth look at Chirrut and his abilities, please review the character strategy post, and there's a link. We'll go to that in a second. So shards of Chirrut are available exclusively in the Streets of Jedha squad tournament starting on Friday the 18th. That'll be 5 p.m. your time zone. This event will run through Sunday, November 20th. You'll need at least level 30 to be able to compete with this and have a chance of unlocking this rebel attacker. Just like the most recent tournament, they're going to use ally points, not crystals. Now, what I like about this is it's not going to cost any money, so nobody has to spend money to participate. And the other thing is the last tournament hopefully cleared everybody's banks and everybody's back to no ally points. And then, of course, we all start from square one, earning those ally points back up. So we should all be really pretty close in ally points to each other relatively. And so this new squad tournament really will come down to, who has a better squad kind of thing, or better strategy on how to take out other squads. So that's good. They did drop in here a little update on the tank takedown raid. Now, I did tell you when the tank takedown raid first came out that they would analyze it and tell you guys that if they felt like it was too hard, that they would make it easier. And this is exactly what this is all about. It says, we're aware of the difficulty guilds are experiencing with the tank takedown raid. It was ideally crafted for the higher guild membership numbers, teams that are really high leveled and there's 50 participating members and more frequent participation, it says. But since then, the research has shown, because they can see everything inside the game, that enough guilds are below those assumptions to make the raid overall far more difficult than they had initially intended. So while there's no set timeline in regards to when they're going to fix this particular raid, they do want to let you know it's on their radar and it is being actively addressed. So as always, they appreciate your feedback and your respective guild's experience with the raid as we look to tune the raid's difficulty. We've also heard your feedback on the tanks animation in phase 2, and we'll be making some changes to address this as well. This is what I love about this company. They listen to what you're saying, and then they make feedback a reality by changing things that they can change that are going to make it a better experience for the individuals playing the game. And if you click there, he's got a little bit of information on him. So really what it says is it unlocks at 3 stars. He'll be available from that squad arena tournament that's coming out. By the way, look to the top right in this developer account. Look at that, 258 million credits. That would be so nice. So Chirrut is a balanced rebel attacker who dispels buffs, heals allies, and grants tenacity up. Dude, tenacity up is why Rex is pretty bomb. So being able to get this guy and add tenacity up would be cool. Plus the healing is awesome. So his basic ability is the staff strike. And so here's the staff strike. It's going to show you, wham. He gained 73. Watch the green number because it replays. He didn't crit, and it only did a couple thousand in red. It's like 4,300, it looks like. It's hard to see. But if you look, his basic does it looks like about 4,300. But he actually gains like 7,300 life. That's the green that you see that's overprinting the actual damage that he's doing. So that looks promising. Not only does it do a lot of damage, but it gains life. So that's pretty cool. So it deals physical damage to a target enemy with a 40 to 70% chance based on the ability's lead to gain heal over time for 2 to 3 turns. If the target is debuffed, to grant heal over time to a random ally for 2 to 3 turns. Now this is based on the ability level. So the special attack, as the Force wills, here's an example of it. Targeting the Shore Trooper. So that was pretty cool. So it says all allies have their current health percentages equalized. This will be only the second character in the entire game to do that, with Barriss Offee doing it originally. It also dispels all buffs from allies. So you can see all the buffs or all the debuffs go off of him. And grants them heal over time. So it turns the debuffs into heal over time effects for up to 4 turns for each effect dispelled this way. Allies that were not debuffed gain tenacity up. So the one on the back left, Baze, if you look at him, he'll get tenacity up as well. So pretty cool. And that is an awesome ability. So then his other special attack is Strength of Purpose. This is the one that was being shown earlier. And for this one that we've seen already that does 23k, it says deal physical damage to a target enemy, dealing 5 to 20% more damage, so up to 20% more damage for each buffed ally. So if everybody's buffed, that's 80% more, up to 80% more damage. That makes a pretty wicked hit. And if Baze Malbus is present, he is called to assist as well. So he's going to do way more damage, and he's going to call an assist. That's pretty awesome. His unique ability, Indomitable Will, Chirrut gains up to 17% counter chance. Yeah, and it's not a Jedi with counter, so that's pretty cool. And health steal based on the ability level. So up to 17% health steal. That's pretty awesome. I love when a character has health steal. And it says that is for each living enemy, for each living enemy, and it's doubled for Empire enemies. And if Malbus is present, he also gains these bonuses. So he's going to give these bonuses to himself and to the others. This is very much like a Wigs combo, kind of, but just in a different way. So the counter chance and health steal for every it's doubled for enemies. So let's say it was 17% and it's doubled for Empire enemies. That could be potentially 34%. And that's for each living enemy. So 34% times, 5 other living enemies, that's like 150% counter chance and 150% health steal. That's nuts. So that's pretty cool. It says unique ability, resolute endurance. It says whenever a rebel ally is critically hit, which is going to happen in this game, statistically speaking, or your damage dealers are going to hit. Your DPS characters are going to hit for critical hits all the time. The allies are going to gain heal over time for a couple of turns. At the start of each turn, if Chirrut is alive, all allies with heal over time are going to recover up to 4% of their max health. So not only do they get their heal over time abilities, but then they're also going to get their basic health. So he's going to heal these individuals as well, which is really, really cool. So it says general strategy. You're going to provide, he's going to provide heal over time and tenacity up, consistently topping off the health of your allies and greatly reducing the chance of enemies applying debuffs against them. Strength of purpose gives them a strong burst of damage as long as your allies can keep their buffs on. So he's not just going to be, a hollow turd that helps, but, doesn't do any damage himself. He will have some damage dealing capability. So hero synergies. Obviously, Chirrut is fantastic on his own, but he really shines when grouped with his friends and protector, Malbus. When paired with the duo, the duo shines their unique bonus to max health, health steal, and counterattack chance. Chirrut greatly increases the staying power of a rebel tank, providing that heal over time when they're crit. It also, when used in non-rebel squads, the combo is going to provide a solid core of taunt, heals, dispel, and cleanse in addition to potential burst damage. And so that means that Malbus is going to be a tank because he's going to taunt, and we know that Chirrut doesn't have a taunt in his lineup. So that's pretty cool. And he also dispels. That's really, really cool. So where to use, it says Chirrut is distinct as an attacker who can cleanse debuffs. Since he has 2 unique abilities and no leader ability, you can replace Akbar or Rex in their respective squads, opening up new paths of leadership. So this is really cool because he's kind of a direct replacement to those 2 characters, and it frees you up to be able to have a fun new leader instead of having to use Akbar as the leader or having to use Rex as the leader. So that's really cool. Also, adding Chirrut to your existing Rebel Galactic War Squad will greatly increase the allies' survivability, allowing you to complete more of the board with a single squad. So what they're trying to do is help give you a character as well that will help you get through the Galactic War. This is really astute of them to be thinking about all of these things that we've asked for. It also says players have been previously limited to having 2 or 3 squads with group cleanse to attempt to do their first tier of the Rancor raid. Chirrut provides the player with an additional quality attempt at the Grimorian captain and his guards without worrying about having to retreat your other cleansers. So this means you can really go into both raids with a new character that's going to really help out. It's going to help out in the arena. It's going to help out in Galactic War. The whole point is they built this character around the desires of us, what we said we wanted and needed. They've built a character that does this. So very, very cool. I'm excited to hear about Malbus. I know that's coming out soon. And there's also ships coming out, and there's other characters coming out. So very cool, but I'm just going to leave you with a little bit of the video so you can see these really cool abilities. As the Force wills. Boom, changes everything out from red over their head to not. And then, of course, this one. Bam, a lot of health. Very cool. And there he is. So I'm really excited. Chirrut is the guy that I was looking forward to in the movie. So what do you think about the new characters? What do you think about the ships coming up? Next week, in a couple of days, I'll be